I wish I was as committed to anything as Margaret Qualley is to making films her family definitely can't watch.
Who are you?
Democrats.
Wow, you've had a full day.
You know that distinctive Coen style that results in either creating an absolute banger or something entirely forgettable and crap? Turns out if you leave one of the Coens at home, then your chances of getting the banger are greatly reduced. But he set out anyway to go ahead and make a lesbian B-movie trilogy, which seems mostly focused on crime so far. And if that sounds totally bizarre, yep. Driveawaydolls stars Margaret Qualley and Geraldine Viswanathan as a loosey-goosey and a tidy-whitey. They're friends, both are lesbians. The year is 1999 when the Coen style was still fresh, and they decide to go on a road trip together, but they end up with the car that some bad people want, and they get a little, not quite so exact with the location where it's meant to be going, and basically along the way they kind of go through the "oh, we're just friends" storyline that straight couples have been going through for years, but in a "we're desperately trying to make the point that all lesbians are ridiculously horny" kind of way. And it's pretty strange, I gotta say, it's pretty strange. And it does ask the question, particularly with the editing, just how weird can we get with this thing, and it never stops trying to push the boat out further on that idea. So because it involves even just one of the Coen brothers, that means there's a litany of incredible actors turning up for random cameos. I'm talking Miley Cyrus, Pedro Pascal, Matt Damon, and they don't add that much to this, a few funny moments, but the problem is that the overall actual main plot is kind of not a lot. It's lacking pretty hard. You've got to appreciate Margaret Qualley. I mean, that woman takes on some bizarre roles, and this one, it pretty much seems to be just dedicated to being as goofy and silly as possible, which you have to appreciate. I mean, she does make the film. She is this bizarre thing that is super charming even when she's cheating on her girlfriend and being a generally bad friend. I don't know what to make of her. I mean, that woman is great, but she's kind of all this film's got, I guess. Geraldine Viswanathan's character is just very blasé, just very boring and simple, and isn't that interesting as a lead. Margaret Qualley's character is the only thing this film really has going for it, apart from Curly, who you've got to love. The whole film just does feel vaguely pointless, and I don't mind that in a comedy if it's funny enough, and it just doesn't quite cross the threshold for me to that level. Beanie Feldstein as an angry ex-girlfriend cop is very, very funny in this, in her few scenes. Geraldine Viswanathan, yeah, she's fine, but very whatever, that character in general. Margaret Qualley really does the biggest chunk of beating life into this, mostly by beating off. I mean, there is an incredible amount of sex in this, considering that there are all these random Miley Cyrus hippie interlude things and all the weird editing and cuts and transitions. They managed to fit an awful lot of both plot and sex into this in under 90 minutes. The problem is the plot is lacking, and the sex, I mean, there's only so many times you can look at Margaret Qualley's orgasm face in 2024 cinema. It pumps up a lot. Problem is that despite all the shit they throw at the wall here, there's not that much that's memorable about this besides Margaret Qualley's accent, the entire character of Curly, and the line, "you're a day late and a dick short." That was good. It's not really terrible, but it just feels like somebody that only knows about the Coen brothers style from TikTok clips of their films has made this in an imitation of them. Not that ethancoen actually made it himself. It's just a bit wild. I mean, you can't hate too hard on something that's this ludicrous and this brutally lesbian. You've got to love that. I just feel like they aimed for utter wackiness and they kind of achieved that, but it doesn't quite connect for me with my funny bone or with my love of kind of writing. Like, the writing here is good at times, but it's so inconsistent and all over the place. I don't know. I feel like there's a straight line from the release, well, maybe a gay line, from the release of this to The Naked Gun making it back into cinemas. It's very much on that level of ludicrousness, almost. And people just went, oh yeah, we can get even sillier with it and wackier with it because this kind of worked. But for me, it didn't overly, so I'm giving the big Les Boyski. No country for old man. 2.5 stars. I mean, yeah, it kind of worked, but Margaret Qualley needs someone to really bounce off of properly, in a lesbian way. God, if only they could have got, like, Aubrey Plaza. Yes. We're going to see what happens there. Could get better. Could, I don't know, get worse. Who knows?